The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, President of the Supreme Judicial Council, presided over the opening ceremony of the judicial year 2021-2022 at the headquarters of the Supreme Court in Algiers. The opening ceremony took place in the presence of the President of the Council of Nations, or Upper House of Parliament, Salah Koujil, the President of the National People's Assembly, or Lower House of Parliament, Brahim Boughali, Prime Minister, Minister of Finance, Ayman bin Abdelrahman, the President of the Constitutional Council, Kamal Finish, the Chief of Staff of the National People's Army, Lieutenant General Saeed Shangriha, Justice Minister Abdelrashid Tabbi, as well as members of the government, advisors to the President of the Republic, senior officials, and executives of the justice sector.
In his speech, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, underlined his attachment to granting the judicial power the privileged place to which suits it. The President Tebboune also affirmed that the ceremony comes to revive a tradition consecrated in the state and the judicial institution. He added that the global real change has already begun with the constitutional reform. In a keynote speech, the President Tebboune said, "The Algerian people has put faith in him and entrusted him with their governing, and for that he took an oath before Allah Almighty to fulfill their demands, paving the way for a new start for the country, where the citizen has a dignified life." The President of the Republic added that in order to reach the pinned goal, there are some phases that must not be skipped, starting with the constitutional amendment approved by the people, then the construction of a new institutional edifice through the organization of legislative elections.
The President of the Republic highlighted the need to respect judicial decisions to ensure the rigorous application by everyone, regardless of their function within the state. In a keynote speech, the President stated that the implementation of judgments is a basic and essential condition, stemming from the sovereignty of the people, which embodies the spirit of the law and the purposes of the legislature, through the lists on which the representative of the people voted on. The President of the Republic underlined that the reforms undertaken in the justice sector ensure all the necessary prerogatives to manage the judges' affairs at the level of the High Council of the Magistrature. The President of the Republic stated that the Supreme Judicial Council is composed of a majority of judges elected by their colleagues. The Union Extension for Judges represents a precedent in this council, which expresses our commitment to provide protection to judges and pave the way of independence to the authority to which they belong. These guarantees will be materialized with the issuance of the organic law, including the basic law of the judiciary and the organic law related to the Supreme Judicial Council.
In the same context, and concerning the reforms in the justice sector, the President of the Republic stressed the need to review the policy of the Penal Code, saying that the revision of the punitive policy has a major role in the justice reform process. The number of inmates is increasing, and this has become a burden for the state and society. As a result, more effective solutions must be found to better handle this issue, such as promoting alternative penalties for imprisonment and also attach a greater importance for the integration policy. After the official announcement of the judicial year's opening, the members of the High Council of the Judiciary, the Justice Minister Abdelrashid Tabbi, and the President of the Supreme Court, Tahar Mamouni, gathered around the President of the Republic for the usual group photo.
Prime Minister, Minister of Finance Ayman bin Abdelrahman presented on Sunday the 2022 draft law before the Finance and Budget Committee of the Lower House of Parliament based on benchmark oil price of $45 and a market price of $50 per barrel. The 2022 draft law forecasts an economic growth of 3.3%, non-hydrocarbon growth of 3.7%, and a rate of inflation of 3.7%. The draft bill provides various measures to support investment in several sectors, a comprehensive reform to reduce the general income tax (IRG), and the creation of a national system for the benefit of needy families. which will replace the generalized subsidy system. The year 2022 should be devoted to strengthening the measures adopted by public authorities in order to stimulate and diversify economic activity, to revive growth and reduce dependence on hydrocarbons, rebalance the public accounts in the medium term and ensure the continuity of the balance sheet, maintain state support and allocating it optimally to needy persons in order to preserve social gains for citizens, as the year 2021 was allocated to strengthen the measures taken during 2020 that would allow the gradual return of economic activity to levels that allow to cover recorded losses in 2020, alleviate the internal and external imbalances of the state, the continuation of state support in order to preserve the social gains of citizens. In his capacity as a representative of the President of the Republic, Prime Minister, Minister of Finance Ayman bin Abdurrahman will take part on Monday in the summit of the Green Middle East Initiative, which will be held in the capital of Saudi Arabia, Riyadh. This summit aims to strengthen cooperation and coordinate efforts to face the challenges of climate change in the region.
Foreign Affairs and National Community Abroad Minister Ramtan Lamamra traveled this Sunday to Kigali, Rwanda, to participate in the work of the Second African European Union ministerial meeting. Two main axes are on the agenda of this meeting: the review of cooperation between the two organizations in order to strengthen the capacity to fight against factors threatening peace and security in the two continents, the ways of encouraging investments to bring about sustainable structural change in Africa, and to improve the skills of the human factor in several areas.
Interior Minister Kamal Beljoud received on Sunday his Nigerian counterpart, Alkash Al-Hada, at the Houari Boumediene Airport. Mr. Al-Hada will take part in the 7th Algerian-Nigerian Bilateral Border Commission, scheduled for the 25th and the 26th of the current month, which is important for strengthening cooperation between the two countries.
According to a Foreign Ministry statement, Mohammed Antar Dawood presented on Thursday to the Prince of Monaco, Albert II, his credentials as an extraordinary plenipotentiary ambassador of the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria to the Principality of Monaco, with residence in Paris. The ceremony took place in the presence of the Government Councillor Minister for External Relations and Cooperation, Laurent Anselmi, and the Algerian Consul in Nice, Touet Yehuda. And according to the same source, during the ensuing interview, the Prince of Monaco expressed a special interest in strengthening political relations and developing bilateral cooperation in various fields between the two countries. The Prince was also invited on behalf of the President of the Republic to attend the opening ceremony of the 19th edition of the Mediterranean Games, which will be held in Oran province from the 25th of June to the 5th of July.
Algeria witnessed on Sunday heavy rains in different provinces, which led to serious damages. Several search operations were carried out by elements of civil defense. A 58-year-old woman was recovered in the municipality of Saoula, while the second victim remains missing. Other victims as well as vehicles were rescued in other municipalities, namely Draria, Khraisiya, Bouzarria, El Harrach, Bajrah, and many others, as well as in provinces notably Oran, Shlif, Ghelizan, Blida, Boumerdes, Tisimsilt, Bouira, Tizi Ouzou, Constantine, Sétif, and Bissa. Material damages were also registered during interventions across the national territory. The first week of the National Football Championship, which kicked off on Friday, was marked by the praiseworthy victory of Mouloudia of Oran over the hosting team of CS Constantine with 1-0. US Biskra trounced RC Larba with 5-0. The Algiers derby between USM Algiers and NA Hussein ended in a 1-0 draw. Several fixtures were postponed to a late date due to the participation of GS Kabylie, ES Sétif, CR Belouizdad and GS Saoura in the African competitions.